Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Admiral Cisco right back at you. You know, for years now, I have been searching for a video that Simon Parkes had done speaking on how he admired Adolf Hitler, how that was his hero. I recently found another video where he speaks on Hitler. It wasn't the one where he said he grew up admiring him, but it's one very similar to it. And this is the only one I could find to prove what I was saying to my viewing audience. And I want y'all to take a look at this. And I'm going to come back with my 2-cent commentary. Here we go.
The senior reptile has 2 children, a junior son and a senior son. And they're both generals. This one's in line for the kingship once he hands it over. I know this is really hard for you to understand, those of you who have not seen this level and depth of interaction. Okay, 1965, I don't know how I'm doing for time. 1965, when my mother worked, one of her friends said she's getting married and would I be a page boy at the wedding? And she said, well, I'll ask him. And I was chatting to another experiencer saying that may seem odd, but she didn't make decisions for me, she had to ask me. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. So they were very upset, the family. They came to the house and we struck a deal. I struck a deal with them. And if I did this, I would get a weekend in Butlins holiday camp. I could have any clothes for the wedding I wanted. But the reason that I wanted to do it was I suddenly felt this was good, because I was going to walk behind the bride holding her train. And behind me would be 2 bridesmaids. And to the right of me and the left of me would be audience. And it was a ceremony, it was a ritual. And I knew this is what I wanted. So, again, this is going to be very difficult for you. I was a 5-year-old boy, and they said, what did I want to dress? I said, I wanted to dress like Hitler. Hitler. How does Hitler dress? And I said, and I didn't know the word for Leberhosen, but I drew it, short trousers, black stripe, and I said, I want my hair that way as well, like Hitler. So we had a compromise on the hair, but we got the clothes. Back in those days, you always did a dry run for your weddings. You don't do it now, it's conveyor belt, isn't it? But back then, even the photographer turned up with no film in his camera, and they did a rehearsal. And the vicar said to me, don't stand so formally, because I'm standing like that. Don't stand so formally. And I said, this is how you should stand during the ceremony. Copy me. Copy me. And the best man turned to the father of the bride and said, ha ha ha, Simon says. And then the photographer saying, smile little boy, smile, for the pictures, the pretend pictures. And I said, it is wrong to smile during the ritual. And he turned to my human mother and said, well, can't you make him smile? And she said, if he chooses not to smile, I cannot make him. A face full of thunder. I'm standing at attention, I've got Hitler's clothes on, right? And the bridesmaids are dreadfully embarrassed because they've asked me to smile, and I outrank them. In my mind, I outrank them. They walk behind me. They can't be more important than me because they're behind me. This is the reptilian culture, okay? When Win Keach first met me, he said to me, you have been around these beings for so long, you have taken on their personality. And then another time he said to me, you have risen up through their ranks. And then on another occasion he said to me, they trust you. They really trust you. So here I am, obviously traumatized by what the reptilians did. Let's not get away from that. But I'm playing the role, because that's what I had to do when I was with them in their world. Face full of thunder. There's the face. I've even, look at the mouth. Look at the mouth dipping down. I've even got the facial expressions. Okay, so that's the way they are. Okay, then the bride asked me to smile. She outranks me. I was behind her. She must be more important than me. So I would try a half smile. I don't know how to smile. I couldn't smile. These beings don't smile. Humans smile, but you know, I'm not connected with humanity. I only connected with them, so I don't know how to smile. So anyway, great relief if I only got the page boy to smile, although it's a bit of a half part. Now then, this is a Butlins holiday camp. My mum, human mum, came up to me and said, smile. So what I've done is a reptilian grin. Okay, if you have an awful lot of reptilian genetics in you, or your soul is reptilian, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is the great exponent of that, you will smile like that. If there's a female, a human female, or largely human female, who has a...
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I wanted everyone to see. Simon Parks did this video with Joanna Summerscales, who is a UFO researcher out of the UK back in 2012. Matter of fact, that's the first, around that time frame is like the first time I started, when I first learned to Simon Parks. And Joanna Summerscales put him on some of her presentations. I don't see very many of them on YouTube anymore. But anyway, I found this video actually on one of her pages on YouTube. Basically, in closing with this video, unfortunately, I have not been able to successfully locate the video where he actually says that that he admired Adolf Hitler and that Hitler was a hero of his. This is the closest one. I'm sorry about that, but as you could see him, you know, you heard him admit out of his mouth he wanted to dress up as Hitler. So hopefully that's some proof, you know, to my claims, because he did say this in a presentation. There was a video similar to this, except for in this video presentation, you could tell he was kind of sitting down. The other one I seen, he was standing up, and he was showing that exact same picture of when he was a little boy, how he wanted to be dressed up like Adolf Hitler, and how he was at his mother's wedding, and he spoke on his mother and his mother's friend at the wedding. But, you know, maybe Simon had it scrubbed off the internet because he didn't want people to know what a true racist piece of shit he is. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is the closest proof that I have to his little, you know, to what he said. And if it ever pops up on YouTube again, or if I find it, if it's still on YouTube, I will definitely upload it to my channel for everybody to see that he's an admirer, you know, of Hitler, and he loves the guy. And it goes to show you, you know, about his racism, especially, excuse me, especially with the recent George Floyd tragedy and how his bitch ass responded to that. Anyway, this is Admiral Cisco signing off.